Haul Out the Holly Lit Up is a lovely film. This is the sequel to Haul Out the Holly, and I want to say, first of all, thank you to the person who made me aware that this exists on My5 in the UK. For some reason, on My5, it's under the title The Great Christmas Light Up, which is listed on IMDb as an also known as. I don't know why it's called that. It doesn't even have Haul Out the Holly in the name, so you wouldn't know it's connected to that film if you didn't know that. And because it's under a different title, it's not linked up with Letterboxd as showing as being on My5. So just as an FYI, if you want to watch the sequel and you're in the UK, you can. It is currently, at least, on My5, and I'm very grateful to the person who told me about that, because I rely on Letterboxd and I wouldn't have otherwise known. And I'm really pleased to have watched this because it is an absolute delight. I will say it's very, very, very Christmassy. And personally, I don't think there's too much Christmas. No such thing as too much Christmas in a Christmas film. But I know some people like it to be toned down a little bit. If that's you, this film won't appeal to you. But if you do like very festive films, I think you'll enjoy this. This was released in 2023. It's directed by McLean. It is a Hallmark film, and it's written by Christopher Say. And of course, we have a cast including Lacey Chabert and Wes Brown. And I won't spoil anything that happens in this film, of course, but there will be spoilers from the previous film, because Emily is now staying in the house and she is taking part in the HOA activities, and they're preparing for Christmas. And there's an empty house, and the Johnson family move in, and they have a bit of a reputation for going all out at Christmas. But unfortunately, this is more of a hindrance than anything else, because pretty much as soon as they arrive, they try and take over the HOA activities. They try and do things their own way. They try and mess up the schedule, not to be malicious or anything, but just because, in their mind, their ideas are the best, their way of doing things are the best, and they're trying to kind of control things, and that rubs Emily and some other people up the wrong way, and it gets very, very competitive. And I don't want to say too much about what happens, but I will say it's all about focusing on what should really be important at Christmas time, or any time of the year, rather than focusing on how they can do Christmas as best as possible in this very competitive way. The narrative is great. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely had a lot of fun with the story. I thought it was very well written. The pacing is brilliant. Absolutely great. The characters are brilliant. The Johnsons are obviously kind of irritating because they're barging in and trying to control things and take over things. But they're also very well written characters, and the performances are really great. We have Jennifer Aspen as Jane Johnson and Seth Morris as Joe Johnson. And obviously all of the other characters are brilliant as well. And there's nothing about this that I didn't like. And then, of course, we have the very, very festive aspect. We have a lot of different Christmas activities and a lot of lights, a lot of Christmas lights. It's very bright and very colourful. Gorgeous costumes, beautiful gingerbread houses and Christmas decorations. As I said, some people will consider this to be over-the-top Christmas, which does actually fit in with the narrative. It's not just too much Christmas for the sake of it. It actually does fit in with the story. But also, I just love my Christmas films to be very, very Christmassy, and Hallmark tends to lean into that. For the most part, a Hallmark Christmas film is going to be very festive. And Haul Out the Holly Lit Up, or The Great Christmas Light Up, if they insist, is definitely very, very festive. Great story, great characters, performances fantastic, very festive, beautiful decorations, gorgeous to look at, and some great messages as well. I thought this was a really brilliant sequel to Haul Out the Holly. And if you liked the first film, then I'd say it's absolutely worth watching. I really thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm very happy to recommend it. And I hope they do a third one. I don't know if they will or not. I've not heard anything about that. I just googled it. Yes, apparently there will be Haul Out the Holly 3 for next year, and I'm very excited about that. I cannot wait for that. Hopefully it comes to the UK under its actual title so I don't miss it. And thank you again to the person who made me aware of this. In the UK, currently, The Great Christmas Light Up is on My5, but it's actually called Haul Out the Holly Lit Up. Really great film. Very happy with it and very happy to recommend it.